Okay, hi everyone. This is your 216 lesson, which is greater using algebra tiles to compare expressions. Follow along as I read the introduction. Can you always tell whether one algebraic expression is greater than another? In this lesson, you will compare the values of two expressions, practicing the different simplification strategies you have learned so far. So 256 is titled, Which is Greater? Write an algebraic expression for each side of the expression comparison mats given below. Use the legal simplification moves you worked with in lesson 215 to determine which expression on the expression mat is greater. So those legal simplification moves can be making zero pairs, removing, and flipping. So let's talk about the left side. So let's start with our legal moves on the left side. So there's a zero pair. There's a zero pair. So if we were to write that side out, it would be the left is 1 minus 4, because there are 4 negatives, minus, because we're in the negative region, negative 1 plus 1. Let's write out our right side now first, too. We would have a negative 3 minus a positive 3. So going back over here to our left expression, we have done everything we can. So we're going to simplify to negative 3. That's all we have left over. On the right, we wrote this out as negative 3 minus a positive 3. And we cannot make any zero pairs. So we actually need to flip all these tiles. Remember, when they flip over the line, they are truly flipping. They become negatives. And so now we would have negative 6 on our right side. So in the end, the left is greater. Because negative 3 is greater than negative 6. Go ahead and pause the video and try part B on your own, and then we will go talk about it. Okay, if you're back with me, that means that you have tried part B on your own. So let's see what you got. On the left side, we should have 1 minus 3, negative because we're in the negative region, 4 unit tiles minus an x. And on the right, we should have x plus 2 minus 1 in the positive region, minus, we're down in the negative region, a positive 3, because there's 3 positive tiles there. So let's look at the left. Let's work through this. We have a zero pair. And now let's flip. Remember, when these are flipping, they are becoming negatives. We also have to flip this X tile. So when he flips, he becomes a positive. I know that's kind of hard to see. So there's an X tile. We have our 2 negative tiles that were there. And then we also have 4 new unit tiles. Over here, we could do a zero pair and a zero pair. And we need to flip these other 2 unit tiles. So now we can start removing. When you remove, it has to be the same tiles from either side. So we have a positive X tile. We can remove that on both sides. So our positive X tiles are gone. We have a negative tile over here. We have a negative tile over here. We can remove it. Another negative tile. Another negative tile. So over here, we have 2 left that we did not remove. I know it's hard to see. We have this guy and we have this guy. So we have negative 2. On the right side, we are left with 0 because we removed all of those tiles. Therefore, the right side is greater because 0 is greater than -2. Some of you might have not removed those unit tiles, so you might have left it as -2 on the right side and -6 on the left side. And that's okay because the right side is still greater. -2 is still greater than -6, which is on the left side. So your job for the rest of this lesson is going to be to complete C, D, E, and F, which is on the back page, after we complete problem 257. So if you're looking at 257, it says build the expression comparison mat shown at right with algebra tiles or explore using the student e-tool. Simplify the expression using the legal moves that you developed in lesson 215. So again, we're still working with those legal moves. So let's go ahead and pause the video and try to do part A. Okay, if you're back with me, that means that you have tried part A, so let's look. Well, legal moves. We know we have a 0 pair on the left over here. I'm going to flip this guy up here. Over here, we know we have a 0 pair. And then we would need to flip all these guys up. So I'm not going to flip those up right now because I see something else that we could do. I could remove this X tile. So my X tiles are out. So on the left side, I have 2x minus 2. So 2x minus 2, there are my two negatives. And on the right side, we only have unit tiles left. So we have 2 negatives in the positive region minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positives in the negative region. So again, I want to distribute. That would be -2 minus 6, which would be -8 on the right. So on the left side, we have 2x minus 2, and on the right side, we have -8. Okay, some of you might have just had on the left, because you might have simplified, you might have removed some more unit tiles. You could have 2x, and then the right, you would have had -6. But part B says, can you tell which expression is greater? Explain in a few sentences on your paper. Be prepared to share your conclusion with the class. So could we determine from 2x and -6 which side of this is greater? Go ahead and pause a second and write down your answers. Okay, if you're back with me, that means you wrote down something for part B. And remember, part B is asking us, can we tell which expression is greater? Well, we have 2x on the left side and -6 on the right. Because that x is still there, we don't know that value of x. Therefore, no, we cannot determine which side is greater because it will depend on the value of x. If it told us what x was, we could do it, but since that is information they have left out, we are not able to. Okay. Remember, to finish this lesson, you need to do 256, parts C, D, E, and F. If you have any questions, please email us.